Hi, Karen Deis here, publisher of Mortgage Currency magazine, and this is the December 2012 Compliance and Rule and Regulation Update. Hey, in recapping this year, there were 114 updates, which averaged just a little under 10 a month. In addition, we posted 136 questions and answers from subscribers like you to help you get more of your loans approved. And I also wanted to mention the marketing component that you need to take advantage of when it comes to automatic tweets, Facebook posts, mortgage talking points, flyers, and charts and checklists that are posted on a regular basis. Now, before I get started with the updates for December, what I've noticed over the last few months is that Fannie, Freddie, FHA, VA, and USDA have been issuing quite a few clarifications and updates in the form of FAQs and comparison charts to cover what I call the gray areas, so underwriters and loan officers have a clear picture of exactly what the rule change means in plain English. You're going to find 3 of them this month, with Fannie including a new FAQ that was started in November when DU 9.0 was launched in October. They've also created a cool comparison chart between DU 8.3 and DU 9.0, so you'll know how they're treated differently when it comes to running that file through DU. Now, if you read any article this month, read the one where Fannie makes some clarifications in announcement SEL 12-13. Here are some of the highlights that you'll find there because they're going to affect your files in process right now. Now, if you're refinancing a loan that has delinquent property taxes that are more than 60 days old and you are including it in the refinance, it is mandatory that they set up an escrow account for taxes and insurance. Fannie also wanted to talk about what they call the indication of borrowed funds. And what they've clarified here is that if a large deposit exceeds 25% of a person's monthly qualifying income, a bunch of additional documentation is going to be required. Let's talk about retirement funds. What Fannie says now is that if you have retirement funds that are used for cash reserves, they will, in some instances, depending on the volatility of the retirement account, discount those reserves by up to 40%. And additionally, Fannie says that you no longer have to get a letter if there is a collection on somebody's account that says that Fannie is first lien position is not jeopardized. So that's something easier for you. Now, just a couple more things to read about in that announcement. There's some updates to DU and DU Refi Plus loans. There's updates to delayed financing options, updates on HUD-1 settlement signatures when it comes to escrow states, and finally, the treatment of capital gains and losses. Fannie says that you no longer have to count it as a loss or income, even if it occurs year after year after year. Okay, Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. You'll find quite a few warning letters and press releases on their website. But the latest one is where they sent out the warning about deceptive mortgage and real estate ads. What they're relying on are Reg Z rules, and the Reg Z rules cover mortgage companies. But then there's a second rule that came out in August of 2011 called the Mortgage Acts and Practices Rule that not only covers mortgages but also real estate agents and builders. Now, my personal observation is that the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau are asking their examiners to review all types of advertising. Then they're going to go back to their desk and write up the rules in an examination manual for everyone to follow. That's why right now they're sending out warning letters instead of fines. Now, as I mentioned, MAP has been around since 2011. You're going to find an article about it You'll find mortgage talking points for your real estate agents and your builders. And you'll also find a Reg Z video training course with examples of mortgage ads that just don't cut it. Other articles in this issue are the joint venture between the Federal Housing Finance Authority and the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau to monitor the mortgage market. Let me tell you here, this is where Big Brother is going to be watching. The HARP Extension Program, updates to the Fannie appraisal messaging, no increase in loan amounts for Fannie and Freddie, and HUD and MLS team up to collect your ID data when a case number is ordered. Oh, and VA has updated their Form 268937. So just remember, watch your emails. 10 days before a rule change, you're going to get a calendar update on when the rule changes. And then, if there is a rule or regulation that changes before an issue is released, you're going to get a special email from us too. So I hope 2013 is your best year ever. And remember, getting a loan approved and closed these days is rocket science. Thanks.